Suzuki GSX750F M1991 model in the midst of a storm, and this is why I'm working inside today. Hailstorm. So the plan today is just to take the carburetors apart, put all the parts in the jars and let them soak it till I get the new parts arriving. Right, so that's my setup for today. Got a manual, got a instruction, got a full printout. We will take this to a cable away, simply twisting it, and the other end comes out. Okay, so that's the setup. You have a cable, you have a spring, and we have a little washer at the end. Goes on carburetor. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna start taking these bolts out to get it inside. Taking this cap off, you can see that there is a spring for the needle. There is a needle inside. At the same time, there is like little tiny O-ring here, not to be forgotten. The other parts, every single one. This is a rubber clamp. Just use the pliers. Try to remove the clamp. It's just gonna come off. There you go. Nice. This is rubber that could be cleaned. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get my finger there and I just push it down so the needle comes out. And diaphragm is rubber, so it just gently comes out. There you go. Slide this plastic, as you can see it's filthy, so I could clean it. So diaphragm, it just comes off because it's rubber, like that. So now with the needle, this washer goes on top, this one is underneath it. I'm just gonna remove those and leave the actual needle. Some people do carburetor at a time, which is fair enough. Unfortunately with me, I'm waiting for our new needles to arrive, as my one is pitted and I know that every single one is, to replace them. So I will soak my parts in there. So I'm just gonna carry on to taking these parts apart for now. Exactly the same. Now we're gonna move on to the other side. This time I could put the carburetor flat down. It's less wobbly, makes it easier. So first thing I'm gonna remove is these little bolts here, which are for draining the carburetors. Right, now I could take float balls out. Now to remove this float ball, this particular screw is a little bit in the way, but just by gently wiggling out it comes out okay. And you can really see how much dirt is inside there. Hasn't been cleaned for a very long time, 30 years that is. Now we can see float assembly with a needle just right in there, and that's the choke that comes in. Let's have a look at the actual numbers that we have here. So that's 105, 105, 105, 105. All of them are the same. I was hoping that at least one of them are different. What I'm gonna do next is to take these rubber seals off. So I just have my little hook here, don't want to damage it. Just gonna pull gently out. Just get around it. And there you go, that's my seal off. And the ball now could be put away the soap. Now we're gonna move on to removing the float assembly. There you go. So you have a little rubber there, little rubber there. and a lot of dirt over here. Now I'm just gonna take these little tiny rubber bits that has another jet inside. I can't get to the pilot jet unfortunately because I don't have a correct screwdriver and I don't want to strip it for no reason. I get my widest screwdriver and undo the jets. So that's my main jet. One more time, can we see the daylight through it? We can through this one, so that's good. Next I will attempt to remove the slide glide, which is coming back to the top. So as you can see, there is a little plastic one with another jet inside. Yeah, I just got my finger underneath it, pulled it up, and it looks like it's coming up. Yay. Just mentioned there that rubber meant to come with it. Didn't, so just gonna gently remove it and pick it out. This O-ring comes on top and lands with this. Push it all the way in. Then just use the little screwdriver. Push it out. Next one. Air and fuel mixture. I will use the smallest head screwdriver. That fits perfectly. So that's the correct assembly. Needle, spring, washer, O-ring, and it gets inside. Then you screw all the way in and you go back 2.5 times. The choke. To do that, I got to remove these little plastic bits. One of them seems to be missing, and then I could remove the metal bracket. Okay, as you can see, I just bent the legs in and pushed it forward. There you go, the little plastic divider comes out. Same with this one. There you go. So that's my choke bracket. Now when my choke bracket is out, I could try to remove the actual choke pieces. There is little legs here to press down and then push it out. Okay. And that's my choke removed. And the second and fourth one is going to be stuck in unless I'm going to take a carburetors apart. Now if I do find a way how to clean them ultrasonically, then I will take it apart and then it will be just easy to pull it out for now. They disassemble as much as I will be. So I have 2 brackets holding carburetors together. Let's see how I can disassemble the choke. Okay, so I guess this is how you disassemble. Just pull it out from the plastic piece. This one, however, from the choke, does have a rubber O-ring as well here. Looks like squeezing and push. There you go. And then we have a spring, and that's just a whole one piece here. Now I'm gonna move towards the floats, so let's have a look. The question is how to disassemble floats. This one doesn't have a thing to push it through, so instead you have to essentially stretch it. It's easier if I remove this little locking mechanism away from the actual spring. Just gonna use these 2 tools. There you go. So now this little bracket is off. It's not attached to anything, so I'm stretching it, pushing away. Wow, big difference actually. Alright, but now let's take that finger back. There you go. I just want to reattach it before I lose it. There you go. To remove the O-rings from the float assembly part, I just put the flat screwdriver underneath, pull it, and then push it with my finger at the same time. There you go. Now it comes up. Same thing with this one. Right, so that's my disassembled carburetor right now. I have all separated, even if they're kind of the same parts, so you could mix them around. I have all of them separated again, and one more time, they're the same parts that could be mixed around. I have balls ready, all O-rings and rubbers laid out. Just to remind myself, the size order is the pilot screw is the smallest one, then the vacuum cap is slightly bigger. Next one is a float assembly ones, which is the choke, then the fuel inlet, the slide glide, and then those ones are completely different. All we're gonna do now is literally spray this inside, close it, and let it soak for a bit till I receive my needles, which is 5EZ61, and it comes as -3 Suzuki part number 13383-20C00-000. So that's the ones I'm waiting for to replace. Mikuni Corporation BST36 carburetors made in Japan for my motorcycle Suzuki GSX750F, otherwise known as a Katana pre-1997 model.